Good morning, guys. It's currently 10:08. I am heading to work. I won't be there until 10:48 or probably 11 o'clock, unless I stop by somewhere. It's Saturday the 5th and 2025. The thing is, today I want to talk about, it's a serious thing, Why do I keep sinning? I always ask myself that. Why do I, as a person who loved God, who feared God, keep sinning? What's the matter with me? And every time, whenever you sin, whenever you're done with sinning, you feel ashamed, right? It hits me every time, and I feel like someone's looking at me saying, he failed again. Now there's a Bible verse that goes, I can't read it right now, but it goes, just like a dog return to its vomit, so does a foolish man return to his own foolishness, right? I do the same thing. Over and over again. Like, I get it, I'm a sinner. I was born a sinner, right? And I will probably die a sinner, highly likely. And the fact that I kept sinning, though I love God, though I trust and believe in God, say exactly why and how much I love and trust on God. It just shows you. I always ask myself, how come other people seems like they had it all figured out when it comes to sinning? How come other people understand? How come their body doesn't desire those things? How come their flesh? How come this and how come that? I ask myself a lot of times until I get tired of asking. Even the point that I wasn't gonna make a video today too, but I promised myself and I promised God, though they said in the Bible, though it says in the Bible, do not promise with God. Do not make a promise like, in heaven or out of heaven, whatever. Because you fail promises, so you should just say yes or no. But I did make a promise that I should make videos for the whole year. And to see my growth when it comes to my life and God. And make this not about me, but make this about God. So why do I keep sinning if I'm making things about God? Why do I keep falling into temptation of the flesh when I love God? That's the question. Why? If you figure out, let me know. I'm not sure if it's gonna work for me, but I know damn well that I'm gonna need it in order for me to get closer to God. Because the more I sin, though it's like I pray and I try to get closer to God, the more I sin, the more I feel like I'm further. I know I've said this to my last video before. The more closer you are to His righteousness, the farther you would feel like it out of your own sins. Because I'm a sinner of birth, right? I do evil things. And I just want to know how others feels like when they're doing the same thing, and how other people can fight their own flesh. Because it was just me and myself. That sounds demonic. Me and myself sounds demonic, right? It does, it kind of does. Me and myself and I. So therefore, I love myself more than God. Well, now that I realize that. Okay, me and myself and I. That sounds demonic. Yeah, so that means I just love myself more than I love God. Well, there it goes. I love myself more than I love God. Then why do I call on to God when I'm in need? If I don't love Him, why do I cry on to Him whenever I need help, whenever I need Him by my side? You know, there was one time, I believe I said this to my last video, there was one time that I had practiced not to sin. So I tried to be for like at least a week. And within that 1 week, I had a dream that I was doing things with this girl that I'm not married with. I'm not married anyways, but it's a sexual activity with this woman. And then time stopped. I heard a voice. And this guy showed up. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Not so tall, but pretty. Right? And he looked left. I was frozen. I was facing like this, right? He looked, and as he was facing me, he looked left. And he pointed. He's like, "You, do you see him? I told you." He said exactly, "I told you he was gonna do it again. I told you he is going to come back." And he laughed, and he laughed, and he laughed. Now on the other side of where he was pointing at on his left, I feel a presence of someone disappointed. I really do. I felt a presence of someone disappointed. And then the guy who was laughing at me looked at me, right? Looked at me after he stopped pointing. And he said, "I knew you were going to do it again." And then I woke up. See, that's the thing. When I sin, I don't see that thing, that person or whatever that is, that was annoying me, right, in my dream. It's not the first time I've seen him. Not the second time either. So, every time I sin, I don't see him. But when I don't sin, he shows up. And every time I would have a dream, closer and closer and closer, the disappointment gets bigger and bigger. There's even a time where I had a dream of this. I was chasing someone, and all of a sudden the theme of the dream kind of changed, and the emotion and the feelings that I felt changed, because everything else just like, we stopped chasing each other. It just like cuts to another scene where I'm sitting on the side of the road, and on the other side of the road was this black man, right? He's sitting. He's probably wearing like something similar to mine, and he's just like sitting like this, you know, cross legs and cross arms to his legs. And he looked at me. He said, "You." God said, "Stop." He said that. Literally said that. God said, "You gotta stop." He's really disappointed. He said he's been waiting for you to stop. This was like months ago. And out of fear, I tried. But then time and time again, I do it. I sin. I sin one more time. And something's telling me, he's gonna forgive you this time. He's gonna forgive you this time. He's gonna forgive you this time. But time and time again, it happened. I sinned. So how can I stop? How can I get closer to the Lord? How can I bring more people to heaven, to the Lord, right? So that's just my worries right now. I'm afraid that I'd sin one last time and that's it. I'm afraid it might be today. So if any of you just like know how to take care of that type of situation, I'd appreciate a comment, because I feel like I'm getting blocked. Really, I feel like I'm getting blocked. All my life, I feel like there's something that's blocking the way for me. There really is. Like, I'm always been aware of my situation, of things, but I'm just letting it all play out, because I feel like I've seen it before. But this time, I'm well aware that something's blocking me. So if you guys could just help me with this, I really appreciate the comment. Thank you guys. I'll see you again soon.